This is a Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 54, where we focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a mannish point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, Tiny explains why she stayed with T.I. even through the cheating scandals.
It has something to do with lifestyle?
Perhaps. A pastor who once wrote books on marriage gets divorced and leaves his religion completely.
Finally keeping it real.
And the NCAA tried to hold a brother down. We get into the Rich Paul rule and how it should inspire you. All that and more. Right now. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
This is MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
We're saving relationships one listener at a time. We got some feedback, homie.
Do we now?
Yeah, man. We asked our Instagram page if it is okay to cheat if your lady puts on a significant amount of weight. We were talking about Layla Rashawn.
That's a cold question.
I know, man. My dude, Quentin McGee, he is known as Quintin Ebey. I don't know why it says that, but whatever. Homie from Frisbee. He said, only if she gives you a pass, fam. That would be like me saying it's okay for her to cheat because I developed beer gut-itis. That's funny.
Nah.
And teacher Ken Style said, no.
Like I said, man, from the get-go, it depends on what you brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
So you married her because she was a dime, and she married you because you had dough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if she loses her fineness,
yes,
supposed to stick around? Because if that's the case, I know a lot of women that left their dudes when they lost the dough.
Oh, yeah. But
when shit changed, I married you was balling, and now we're going through tough times. That's not what I married you.
It's kind of deep.
Right. So they're both superficial.
Yeah. But both facts. They're both the needs.
Yeah.
And they're both needs are being neglected. When we come back, we're going to save a relationship. It has nothing to do with being fine, broke, or fat. This is just about how to be a better man to your woman. You're listening to the MRA Podcast. Hey, guys, I want to take this time to ask you to subscribe to The World According to Cheryl. That is Cheryl Underwood's podcast. It's hilarious, and I'm on it. Come on, my dad used to always tell me it is more important to understand than to be understood. I used to hate when he said that. Because I didn't understand. No, it's deep. That one kind of got to sink in your head a little bit. All right, guys. Now it's time for the lesson of the day. When you and your lady are beefing, try to just listen. It is so hard. I struggle with this. I like to do the things I struggle with.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, but when I listen to the show, it reminds me of what to do.
Yes.
Because I struggle with this. So basically, if she sends you that long diatribe, right, that long text, that long riot act, it is what we want to do is tell them what they did. Mm-hmm. Big mistake. Because all she's going to do, what do you think she's going to do when you do that?
Go in some more?
Yeah. Even if you lay out exactly what she's done, she is not going to be like, you know what? You're all right. I am tripping. This was all my fault. No.
I have never in my life had a woman say those words.
It's not going to happen.
I'm sure they're around.
They're around. I know one of them. Yeah. Just one.
I've never had somebody like, damn, you know what? I was tripping.
Yeah.
I didn't see it your way.
Yeah.
My bad.
So when you go in, you're wasting your time. So you have to try to shut up. Write your response on another sheet of paper. And you know the key. Suppress. That is
bury that shit.
Bury. You got to find a way to vent it, though. Because
Yeah.
we talked about it before the show, the beach ball syndrome. This is what the beach ball syndrome is. The beach ball syndrome is when you push a beach ball under the water. That's suppressing. And then after a while, you let it go somehow, and it pops you in the face. Suppression leads to passive-aggressive stabs.
And when they're aggressive, they're bad.
They're
man. Bad.
You don't even realize. Like, she says something, and then you just be like, boom, take that. And you're thinking, whoa, why did I hit her like that?
See, I struggle with this too, man. And I'll say this.
Come on.
The listening part is the hardest part because not saying anything back because 95% of it is bullshit.
I know.
And it's like that is a different perspective of what actually happened.
I know.
And so it's like you feel the need
to defend yourself, right?
not just to defend myself,
Clarify.
but to clarify.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I've been in a situation where my wife is pissed off at something she perceived
Yes.
that I did.
Yes. Perceived.
You know what I'm saying? It was her perception that I did X.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it resulted in X,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't do that.
That's where the listening comes in, Kamal.
You know?
This is where the listening comes. You tell her what you just heard. So what I'm hearing you say is you feel like this happened, this and that. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. And so what I'm hearing you say is that's what you're. And so that's where you want to come back and say what really happened. But I just want to say, hold on to that, especially if it's in text. Hold on to that. Write your response on a separate sheet of paper on some notes. Do not send these notes. Please don't send these notes. And wait till you calm down.
I don't even respond to text. I don't go back and forth.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, because
So
usually I just left the house, so I'm driving too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. That's so
Usually,
smart.
so I
dude.
get like a long ass text message. I'm like, I
can't do it right now.
yeah, I
And
can't
let me
go
tell you
back
what,
and forth,
you can't
man.
win anyway. Dale Carnegie said you cannot win an argument. You cannot win an argument, especially with a woman. She is a professional. You are an
Yeah.
amateur. You cannot win an argument. You can win a fist fight with some dude, but you can't win an argument with a woman. You're wasting your time. We come back. We got to get into the front page of our lives. Man, I went to see Brian Banks, man. That's enough to make you mad. We're going to talk about it on the other side. Listen to the MRA podcast. Yo, Kamal.
What's up?
I finally finished my album, dog.
The one you did in 2013?
Yeah, man. I know, man.
Okay.
A long time ago, man. But I said, you know what? I'm going to finish this album. This thing is coming out.
Eventually.
You know, you got to finish. You can't give up.
I can dig it. And eventually it's finally here.
Eventually, it's finally arrived, man. And I
Okay.
was listening to it, man. This thing was funny, dude.
Okay, it's not dated. No jokes about chingy or nothing like that.
There is some dated jokes in there,
Yeah.
like there's a reference to. It was before Michael Sam came out. Because it was like a reference to gay athletes that came out, and I was
Okay.
like, "Wow, that's dated."
Okay.
But the juxt of it is yeah, everything's good.
Bruce Jenner still.
Yeah,
Is Caitlyn. Is it
yeah,
Caitlyn?
he's Bruce in the
He's
album.
Bruce.
I don't talk about him.
But he was Bruce.
Yeah, I used to have a Bruce Jenner joke, and he was Bruce in this when I recorded this. But no, it's ready, man. It's out.
Okay.
It's funny, man. Check it out and get it on iTunes right now. It's called "Be a Man at All Times." Kamal, man, your little man, the Tasmanian man, just had a birthday party, man. How'd it go?
Yes, sir. Jabril, he had actually two.
Oh, that's how he does it. That's how he does it.
He always
that's
has
my
two,
dude,
man.
Player.
Yeah, so a man is like 7 years old. The man has had like 14 birthday parties. So,
Why two?
well,
Hold on. First of all, he's 7.
he's 7 now, man.
Dang,
Yeah, he just turned 7.
About to get an Adam's apple any day now.
Yeah,
man.
August 7th. Well, okay, because she likes to have people over on his actual birthday.
Oh.
So he has a small
Family
gathering.
Yeah, it wasn't invited to that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family
the golden
gathering.
birthday too.
Huh?
The golden birthday too.
Yeah.
7 on 7. Got it.
Okay. And so also people that can't make
The party.
the party,
Yeah.
she'll invite them over for like
Yeah.
some cake and, whatever.
It's funny because I fell into that category. I couldn't make the party, but did not get invited to the actual birthday day.
Oh.
And that's just want to throw it out there. Give me an opportunity to say no. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You know.
I had nothing to do with the guest
No,
list.
I know you didn't.
Yeah. But
I'm really just being petty because I know you girls.
so that's why he has two. And then she has a party that she invites everybody to. And we
Yeah.
did it at the beach, man. And this is probably our 3rd or 4th birthday at the beach. He likes the beach. The kids like the beach.
Yeah.
It is, not a whole lot of things you need to prepare for. It's like you get you a table in a little tent,
That'd
get
be
some
fun.
food, and, have
Don't
the
drown,
time-
kids.
Don't drown. We did our shit right next to the lifeguard tower. So
Yeah.
it was all good, man. Your daughter,
She didn't come.
no, they came.
Oh,
I'm saying they
good,
made
good,
a cameo, man. Your family came.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, girl.
I didn't know because I wasn't there.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
they
in
made
Vegas.
it. They made a cameo, man. I think
what's
they
up.
enjoyed themselves.
I'm glad they
and-
did.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I wouldn't know. We ain't been talking for a while, so I didn't even know they went.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brian, I was in Vegas and I watched. I had some time on my hands. Thank God, because my daughter was taken care of.
Yeah.
And the babies are in Houston, so I watched Brian Banks and The Kitchen, a double feature, and I paid for them both. I'm really proud of myself, dog.
Oh, I'd never do that.
I know, man.
I will never.
Okay.
Once I'm in,
Yeah, you're in.
if I decide to go to another movie, which is rare,
yeah.
I've already paid.
You've already paid.
I'm not going
You're
back.
not going back. Well, I paid for both before I went in.
Okay.
Because I knew that was the plan. But anyway, don't matter. Brian Banks, man, that shit'll make you mad, my dude. It's about Long Beach Polycat, man. That's what hurts. He played a Long Beach Poly in the heyday. I hate Long Beach Poly with all of my heart because I'm an Eisenhower Eagle, and our last game was a Long Beach Poly. It was the first time in school history we ever lost to those bums. And that started there. That's when they started being good. We were coming down. They were coming up. They were the next powerhouse, CIF black school. So.
Well, didn't like Saladin McCullough?
Saladin was Muir.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Pasadena?
Yeah, Pasadena.
Okay.
So he played with like Winston Justice. He played with Mercedes Lewis. He played with the running back that Reggie Bush took his spot.
Oh, Herschel Dennis?
Herschel Dennis. He played with Herschel Dennis. He played with all these cats. So while he's in prison being falsely accused of rape and convicted, and it was kind of like When They See Us, because, they charge him as an adult, so he couldn't get his mom's counsel or, his
he
lawyer.
Was 16, right?
16 years old. His lawyer told him to plead no contest, and he'll go home.
No contest?
Yep. And he played no contest and got 6 years. Gavel.
Was this a public?
Public? Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, public defender.
Yeah, of course. He in Long Beach. He ain't balling.
Oh, no, man.
Public defender did him dirty. And since he was an adult, he couldn't even talk to his mama. We need to know right here, right now. What's your choice? Man, they railroaded my dude, man. And then, the evidence said, the DNA evidence said they didn't even have sex. But it's the appearance. It's so bad that in the movie, right? In the movie, I feel like they made a fictitious character, his girlfriend. Because in the end, they show all the pictures of like, these are the real people. She wasn't in the damn pictures. But her job was to make him likable. As a writer, every character has a job. Her job was to make him likable. She had been raped as well. And so that gave him sympathy with a lot of the women in the crowd. You know what I mean? Because his girlfriend.
He would never do such a thing because.
Yeah, he loves this girl. And she didn't even fuck with him in the beginning because once she found out he was accused of rape, she thought about what happened.
Oh, she met him afterwards.
She met him.
Oh, okay, my bad.
She met him when he got out.
Okay.
And so, he's trying to put his life back together. She's a personal trainer, of course, that angle as well. She's the one that trains him to get him back in the NFL. Some bullshit. But.
Oh, the Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. But they have to. They got to get the movie made. But the point is, man, the shit was fire. It will make you mad. But I do give it the MRA stamp of approval, dog.
MRA. Yeah, I know the case real well, man. Yeah. I was rooting for the guy because I know Pete Carroll gave him a tryout when he got out because Pete Carroll was at USC at the time.
It was the heyday of USC.
Yeah, and he was recruiting this kid.
Yeah.
And so once he got out, once he was exonerated, people were like pissed off and said, "Man, this kid could be like on his second NFL contract, millions of dollars." I'm not wasted, but
that lost, opportunity lost,
the opportunity for millions of dollars lost. So Pete Carroll gave him a tryout, invited him to training camp. Man, I don't know how long he lasted, but
not long.
Ultimately, he didn't make the team because he hadn't played football 11 years, and he wasn't in professional athlete shape.
Nah, he was in street ball shape.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in much better shape than me.
Yeah.
But to professional athlete, man, it's that split second timing that'll keep you at home. Mm-hmm. And so I was rooting for the kid. He didn't make it. And then after that, the commissioner gave him a job, Roger Goodell.
Nice.
With the NFL, like, look, man, we realize you probably is a good possibility you would have been, among this fraternity of NFL players. So people constantly looking out. And he said that he did that, and then he had an opportunity to do some make a movie.
Yeah,
do like he filmed something. And then he got a chance to make this movie. So he's financially, he does like public speaking. So he's financially, he's straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I listened to him today on Marcellus.
You listened to him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he was saying that, man, he still wants to play, man. That shit's hasn't gone away.
Of course not.
That what if?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And what sucked about it was the statute of limitations after 8 years for perjury, committing perjury, was over. So the young lady who falsely accused this man gets to just live her life.
Keep the meal.
Right.
Keep $1 million.
And
there's no law. There's no law of, this is what sucks, man, as a man. There is no law of, hey, man, you lied on me. You sent me to jail. You need to go to jail for lying about being raped.
If she testifies, it's perjury.
That's a technicality.
Right. But yeah,
there's no law. Just like there's a law you can't rape a woman or you'll go to jail. Right. There should be a law you can't lie about being raped.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Did when you're falsely accused?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know some people, like a lot of those guys that spent 25, 30 years for rape and shit like that. They get out after DNA exonerates them.
Yeah.
They get like a couple million and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was, Brian Banks' case. Did he get...
I don't know.
Did they cash him out? No, he did his full sentence, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get... Oh, wow.
No, man. The dude got done.
They didn't release him.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that
they didn't drop the charges. They basically... What is it? They...
exonerated him.
Yeah, but what's it called after... As a pardon, right? After you've done your time.
Yeah, they didn't get none of that back, dog. It's cold, man, because, I mean, dude... When the DNA doesn't even show they even had sex, there's nothing. There was nothing because they was going to, and then he heard something. He heard something in the hallway. And he dipped out. But the way he that's why, fellas, you got to be careful dealing with women. The emotional factor, man. He made her feel stupid the way he dipped out. Like, hey, man, you go this way, I'll go that way. He was just like, yeah, whatever.
Well, that's what he said. He said that, man, he didn't deserve what happened to him, but he was in the wrong place.
So what he did?
Yeah, he's like, man, I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing.
Amen.
I didn't deserve what happened to me.
But I put myself in a bad...
I put myself in
That's
bad
called owning
situation.
it. That's called being a man at all times. That's what I'm talking about, Kamal.
Yeah.
You got to own your shit. You got to be a man at all times. We come back, man, we got to talk about a man who was a man of all times, man. Rich Paul from Clutch Sports. They tried to do him dirty, Kamal, and he fought back. You listening to the MRA podcast. Can I have your attention, please? We are trying to start a movement. You heard that right. We're starting a movement. We're doing something different here at the MRA podcast. We vibing with y'all. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You know what I'm saying, ladies? It ain't just fellas that listen to the show. Matter of fact, it's a majority women, but it's all good. I know you know somebody that fits with what we trying to do over here. So all we need you to do is send it to them. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? That somebody know how we get down here at the MRA show. It's really called the podcast, but I just wanted to rhyme no and show. Kamal, the NCAA tried to do some fuckery on my dude, Rich Paul, man. You know, I'm a fan of Rich Paul's, man. Didn't we talk about him on the show? About how his father raised him as a single dad?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a single dad. And we talked about the jerseys, how you wanted to sell those jerseys, but it didn't work out for you.
Yeah.
And how his dad taught him business, and he learned how to. He rose to the level of height in business where he was on eye to eye with LeBron James when LeBron James was new to the league. Found out LeBron was from Cleveland. See, sometimes the quote unquote lucky break is from you being in the right place at the right time. And sometimes the worst shit that happens to you is because you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Come on now, preach, preacher. Because when I think about the shit I've done, my biggest regrets is because I was in the wrong goddamn place. It's where I shouldn't have been. And when shit happened, that Brian Banks thing, it touched me, dog, because he said he had that feeling. Don't do it. And he swiped left on that. And he was like, I'm good. I'm telling you, dog, I can't tell you how many times I have ignored that feeling and paid the price. I'm still paying right now for one of the things the God told me in my heart. Hey, dog. Hey, bruh. And I'm like, it'll be fine. No, it's not. Still paying. Still
I gotta
hurting.
say, man, the little voice inside me, 95% of the time wins.
Smart.
I don't.
You don't fuck around with
Nah, I
stupid
don't
shit.
fuck around, man. Yeah. I miss out.
Yeah, you miss out.
I miss out on a lot of fun shit because that voice is like,
Hey, bro, come on. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Well, anyway, back to Rich Paul. The NCAA, for people that do not know, they passed some new criteria for saying if agents are going to work with student athletes, they have to pass a test, have 3 years of experience, and have completed their college degree.
So for the audience, Rich Paul is an agent. Runs Clutch Sports. It's like the new kid on the block is hot. They represent obviously LeBron James.
Yeah,
Draymond Green, Anthony Davis, and some people say they orchestrated not some people say, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
They orchestrated that whole Lakers shakeup.
Oh, yeah.
To get Anthony Davis and traded Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram, all of those guys. And matter of fact, they were instrumental. Well, they were trying to get the stuff done last year, last season, and that's why all that turmoil was going on. So a lot of people who are anti Rich Paul was saying Clutch Sports is messing up that whole Laker dynamic. But that's who he is. He's a sports agent.
He's a sports agent who did not finish college. He's a sports agent who's a self-made millionaire. He's a sports agent that is a brother. I'm not going to say he's from the streets, but he's from inner city Cleveland, right? And if anybody's ever been to Cleveland, some niggas in Cleveland. Cleveland is like Detroit. Cleveland is like Jacksonville. Cleveland is like Memphis. It's black folks in Cleveland.
Yeah.
They're there because of the fleeing of the Underground Railroad. That's a whole nother
some
story.
Factories out there too, man. Like those factory gigs.
Blue collar black folk.
Yeah.
And a lot of clothes factories. So it's grimy, it's gritty. He's Cleveland. All right. So they try to put the penis in his brother, man, and he wrote an op-ed piece, man. He basically said NCAA executives are once again preventing young people from less prestigious backgrounds and often people of color from working in the system they continue to control. That's what I'm talking about, Kamal. He called them out. And what do you know? They had to reverse it.
Yeah, people were calling it the Rich Paul rule.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were saying that basically if you want to represent any player coming out of college, a couple of hoops you have to jump through. Taking the test, which I don't think he minded.
Yeah. No, he didn't like the test.
He didn't like
the test? He was pissed about the test because that reminds you of the voter ID bullshit.
Oh, I thought. Oh, so he didn't mind the
3 years.
Okay.
He didn't mind the 3 years. He said 3 years experience. That's fine. Works for me. But this test, because that's how they get you with the test. They put some shit on there that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, just to trip you up.
And I just caught myself. I said he didn't mind. He didn't mind it or some shit like that. So
was it your grammar or something?
Yeah, he didn't mind it.
All right, man. Don't embarrass the HBCU Howard University now.
I know. I caught myself, people.
You see,
you know what I'm saying?
It paid off.
Yeah, but I know he was salty about the 4-year college thing. It had to have a bachelor's, and he's right, man. That is some we don't want you.
Yeah.
We don't want you. That's why it was called the Rich Paul rule. This is specifically for Rich Paul.
Yeah.
We don't want you. And you can go a step further and look at it and say like people of color because, you know, one thing about my people, if they see a cat go through a door, a bunch of cats is going to try to go through that door as well.
Damn right. President Obama, the reason why he is my favorite president of all time, I don't give a damn about his goddamn politics, his policies. I don't give a fuck what he did. I know what he did for my people.
Yeah.
I know that he gave young black men a model.
To look up, yeah.
Because right now we have athlete, we got drug dealer, we have entertainer. Right. And entertainer is pretty much athlete, actor, comedian, podcast
basically
host.
Entertainer, yeah.
Yeah, entertainer. Yeah. Or drug dealer.
And our leaders, like Al Sharpton, and Jesse Jackson had kids out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? Al Sharpton was the
Hey, that happens sometime. I need you to not.
No, I'm just saying it was like they were pretty much like us.
Yeah,
it was like they weren't exceptional. They were big. Like anybody can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think what happens when Obama he raised the bar.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think what Rich Paul was doing, Rich Paul showed a lot of cats, the way.
Yeah.
You don't have to do X, Y, Z. Now it helps that you run into the most famous basketball player on the planet.
It helps, but that's because you're in position.
He was prepared.
When you're in position, you got to be in position for good shit.
Yeah.
I met Cheryl Underwood at the Improv. I was in position. That relationship has netted me 10 years of work. I was in the right place at the right time because I gave the Improv a tape of mine. Because, matter of fact, let's take it back. I missed my high school reunion, ironically, because I wanted to see a certain young lady. I was really looking forward to seeing her. I ended up seeing her years later anyway, but I hadn't seen her in years. I'm married at the time, but I wanted to see a certain young lady at this reunion, and I did not want to miss. But I missed it anyway because I had a gig in Tacoma a stand-up gig. And I remember because it was right around Katrina. And I missed my high school reunion. I took a sacrifice. I missed my high school reunion to go to Tacoma. The money was shit. But somebody told me, man, that crowd is hot. You can get a tape there. That tape got me in Zanies in Chicago, which led to other things. And that tape got me in the Improv in LA. And when I gave him that tape, that guy booked me on 3 shows. And the third show was Cheryl Underwood. And I had been working with Cheryl since then, and that was like 10 years ago. I was in position. I was in the right place. I wasn't an open mic that night when I met Cheryl. I was at the Improv. So I'm rubbing shoulders. I'm hosting her show. I did my work. I made that sacrifice. It paid off, a couple years later. Now I'm working with Cheryl. He made the sacrifice. He did this. He did the hustle. He had to hustle himself. I just was watching a video on the 5-second rule, and they were saying that, watch the TED Talk. It's amazing. Basically, she says, you get the idea, and in 5 seconds, an emergency brake will come up, and you will protect yourself because you don't want to change. So you act on it, write it down, or the emergency brake is coming up, and you'll talk yourself out of it. You'll compromise. So I remember the night that I was supposed to go meet the guy at the Improv that night, because Dave Lease was going to introduce me to the guy, Eric Abrams, who I work with also on Laugh Tracks. So the thing is, I remember I didn't want to go that night. It was out of my comfort zone, but I just made myself go. That emergency brake would have came up. Rich Paul, way back in the day when he had the idea for the throwbacks, he acted on it. Because we all get ideas. Yeah. He didn't pull the emergency brake up. He did it. He tried it. And as you said, you tried it before. It's not easy.
Oh, and my emergency brake always comes up. Remember, that voice.
That voice, man.
That voice in my head keeps me out of trouble. But it also keeps me from taking chances. So I never get in trouble. But I also play it safe, man, my whole life.
Man, this is how you know you're killing the game. When they had to change the rules to stop you, Kamal. I think about your boy Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Is that where y'all got your name from, or y'all already?
Yeah.
Okay. Kareem Abdul Jabbar, legend. To me, he's an all-time best basketball player of all time. Why? I think he went undefeated in high school, never lost a game. Yeah. Won several national championships in college. And
I don't think he lost a game.
He didn't lose only lost a game when he got hurt. He got poked in the eye.
Okay.
Against Houston. And then in the NBA, still all-time leading scorer, 6 championships.
6 MVPs.
6 MVPs. Yeah. Come on, he's the man. And won it on a small market team in Milwaukee. Yeah. He's a man. So anyway, Kareem Abdul Jabbar, man, he was so damn good. The NCAA was like, okay, dunking's illegal. What? You can't dunk? Nope. Because he was dominating, dude. They were just getting into the big man. He's slamming. Okay, guys, hey, new rule. You can no longer dunk.
It's not fair.
It's not fair to who?
He developed the most unstoppable shot of all time.
Exactly, Kamal.
He was like, okay.
Okay, I can't dunk. Y'all niggas ain't gonna stop me. You will not stop me. So what did he do? He developed the motherfucking hook shot. Kamal, you were with me on this? Yeah. Let the haters make you greater. Ooh. When we come back, man, we gotta talk about this book, man, that really used to bother me as a kid, man. Okay. And not as a kid, when I was a young baby Christian, man. There's this pastor that wrote this book called I Kissed Dating Goodbye, and now he's contradicting himself. This is the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, man? I just had to take a time away from the podcast to let you know. If you want an MRA hat, you can get you one. You know why? We got them for sale. 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 You can get you one in red, blue, black, whatever you want. Just go to the website, themrapodcast.com. That is themrapodcast.com, and get you one. Come out, you sent me this story, man, and I didn't realize I knew who this pastor was. Okay. It's a pastor named Joshua Harris. And he wrote a book a long time ago, and I remember this book because it's called I Kissed Dating Goodbye. And it was right around the time in 1997 that I was born again, dog. I was on fire for Jesus. Dog, I'm talking about on fire, bro. I read my Bible every day. I remember I was so stressed and unhappy about how much sin was in my life. I was just so like... Ugh.
You were in college?
Yeah, man.
Wow. I know. That's cool, man.
Because I had a lot of fun in junior high and high school, though. Okay. So I had mine early. And in the college, I was just like, I was like Mace, dog. And that was the Mace era, right? Yeah. I was just like, man, I'm living in sin, man. I I was terrified. Some dude witnessed to me a Mount Sac, and I was just like, oh no. I remember talking to my mom about I was terrified. I didn't watch movies. It just was like, what can I do? I didn't want to. I love music. I couldn't listen to music no more. It was that. I was that. Man. Yeah, it was stressful, man. And so somebody recommended this book called I Kissed Dating Goodbye, which basically was about, not having sex and, that type of thing. It talked about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. It was, talked about women's role in the church. It was perceived homophobic now. Back in the day, it wasn't. And so the guy, Joshua Harris, he changed his mind. He said, I have lived in repentance for the past several years, repenting of my self-righteousness. That's a big word. He was self-righteous because he definitely was. He was definitely patting himself on the back like, this is how it should be. My fear-based approach to life, the teaching of my books, my views on women in the church, and my approach to parenting, to name a few. This dude is now divorced, and he's no longer in the church. Why'd you send me this article, dog?
Oh, it's just hilarious, man, that a guy who's writing books about marriage and all of that is like, he said he didn't believe in this shit no more or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is a quote unquote expert. I'm sure he's counseled many a couple, young couple.
Yeah.
And for him to just be like, I don't really believe in all of that anymore.
That could be us in 20 years, dog.
Yeah.
All that MRA shit we was talking, I'm really sorry, guys. I've seen the light. Marriage is the way. Find you a good wife.
These side pieces. A side piece is a symptom of unhappiness.
Yeah, exactly. You're just really unhappy. You're trying to fill a hole. Yeah, exactly what I'm trying to fill a hole that I used to feel that my wife didn't let me feel no more.
I thought that maybe you might know of, because I know you read a lot of relationship books and stuff like that. Yeah. You definitely do your homework, man. You don't just go off half-cocked. Or I think you look for shit to validate.
Oh, absolutely. Well, back in the day, man, I read a lot of relationship books just to learn.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I'm straight up, I'm watching CNN. I'm not watching Fox News. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to validate my shit.
Yeah.
But in my foundational times, I read a lot of, His Needs, Her Needs, mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, mind-blowing. This is the first time I realized, we're not the same. That's why we struggle so much. We're not the same. And we have different needs. And we come back, we're going to talk about why T.I. and Tiny stayed together from Tiny's perspective, and it definitely has to do with the woman's needs. You're listening to the MRA podcast. Hey, come on, we got listeners all over the world now, man.
Yep.
And I was wondering, man, I wonder what the people do while they're listening to our show. I know we got a guy in the Navy who's in Spain. He listens. We got a lady that drives a Lyft. She listens while she's driving her Lyft and has her customers listen too, which is absolutely hilarious. Cat in Brooklyn listens while he delivers some fish. Okay. We want to know from other people, man, how do you listen to our show? What are you doing? Hit us up on the social media. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I am at Angry Kamal.
And let us know what you're doing when you listen to our show. Kamal, what are you doing when you listen to the show?
Man, I'm usually chilling, man. I take the train to get my son from school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, man. So I get the headphones on and I'll listen to it front and back. The problem is I'm coming back. Mm-hmm. He wants to talk. I'm trying to listen. So I have to, try to act like I'm paying attention to him. I'm really listening to my words of wisdom.
That's good, man. Yeah. Pretend like you're listening to your son while you're listening to the podcast. That's one way to do it. I usually listen to while I'm cleaning the house, man. I picked... Well, go ahead.
Domestic work?
Yeah, man. Oh, come on, dude. I wish I didn't have domestic work. But yeah, man. I usually listen to if I'm washing the dishes or, folding laundry. I listen to, any kind of thing that I don't have to think.
Yeah.
And I just get to listen. But I want to know what do the people listen? What are y'all doing? Let us know. Come out, T.I. and Tiny. I enjoy this couple for the main reason I don't watch their show and all that shit. But I like when couples make it work. A lot of times people think I'm anti-marriage, but really I am is I'm anti-new marriage. Because if you're gonna get married, stay together, make it happen, make it work. Don't tell me you ain't happy, make it work. Find a way to make it work. I really don't want to hear it.
I'm anti-misery.
Hilarious.
So it's like, man, I hate when I hear somebody's going through a divorce. I'm sorry to hear that because I know it's stressful.
Yeah.
But
you got married
miserable.
twice. Yeah. Why would you be? You can't be anti-misery. You got married twice. Listen.
I hate for people to go through it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to hear it, but I hate to hear people just like going through, just anything bad.
Yeah, man. Well, Tiny spoke about staying with her man T.I. after a cheating scandal. She said that women who condemn her have no room to talk. She said, I don't really pay that no attention. Most of these women that are talking about, oh, you stay with him after that, they are still with a man that's cheating probably every day and living probably the worst life. She told that to Jasmine Brand. That's the part that really, really got me.
You getting cheated on and y'all doing bad.
Y'all doing
I
bad.
might be getting cheated on, but look where I live.
Look where I live.
And
now,
look how I'm living.
Now, let's talk about this. Now, when they got together, she was a singer, right?
Yeah, she was the breadwinner.
Yeah. And now he's T.I., one of the top rappers of his generation.
And a pretty shrewd businessman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's, when the record sales dry up, can you still make money? And T.I. has proven that.
Yes, he can.
He's got a hustler's mentality.
Because he was a hustler.
Yeah.
I remember Lack told me one time, he said that the reason why drug dealers turn rappers do well is because they are successful drug dealers. They know they're good businessmen. And I thought, never.
Oh yeah, I've always known that. Yeah, I've always known that. It's innate. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's terrible drug dealers.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a skill. Like those guys who go get their MBA from like Wharton Business School and then they strike it rich on Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jay-Z would have done the same thing if he was afforded that opportunity.
Yeah.
But
Rich Paul.
Yeah, they would have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And these cats who went to Wharton probably, if they were raised in that element, would have been, and they had to, it would have been dynamite drug dealers.
They would have been.
Yeah.
Because they know what they're doing.
Right.
What I loved about what she said is they're probably living their worst life. It makes a difference if you are a provider. It makes a difference if you're killing and if you're a respected man. You got to give her a reason to want to stay. And, a lot of us struggle with that.
Yeah. I like her, the understanding part.
What I need from you is understanding.
She understands that, man, this guy's a rich and powerful man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she understands that thirsty chicks are going to throw themselves at T.I. to either be A, side piece material, B, career-wise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, honestly, man, if it's in his day-to-day life and chicks are literally throwing it at him, it's tough for him to go undefeated.
Hey, man, we come back. Speaking of undefeated, according to Yahoo, 11 divorced men say what they wish they had done differently in their marriages. This is a very exciting list. You're going to want to hear this. Don't go away. You're listening to the MRA Podcast. Hey, if you're enjoying the podcast, do us a favor. Tell a friend. That's it. Costs you nothing, helps us out, and gives your friends some entertainment to make that commute a little easier or gives them some company on a workout or while they're cleaning the house, so it helps them out, helps everyone out. All right, so please subscribe, leave a positive comment, and share. Kamal, you sent me this interesting list, man. Very, very interesting list. It was 11 men, divorced men, say what they wish they had done differently in their marriages. I'm going to go through the list. And we're going to decide which ones apply to us.
Okay.
All right. I wish I'd asked for more help. I wish I'd been more vulnerable. That word just tore me up. Vulnerable. I was vulnerable to that word. I wish I'd been less insecure about our sexual problems. I guess he couldn't get it up, dog. That sucks when that's your problem, man. That's not fair. Thank God for Viagra. I wish I owned less useless crap. I wish we'd moved in together before.
I listened to my friends.
I wish I'd listened to my friends. Oof! I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm highlighting that one because they will. But you gotta watch out for the haters. I wish I'd owned less useless crap. I wish we'd moved in together before getting married. I wish I'd quit my job. I wish I'd gone to therapy. That's one of mine too. I wish I'd gotten divorced sooner. That might be one of yours. I wish I set boundaries with my in-laws. I feel bad for people that got in-law problems, man. I wish I'd quit social media. I wish she'd quit social media. Shit, that's what got me. Social media, man. All right, man. Come on this list, man? What touches you, dog? What touches you?
Well, as a guy who's gone through a divorce, I would say, one, I wish I listened to my friends. I used to have this buddy I used to work with, and he used to talk about his brother. And he would say that his brother was going through it with his wife, and they have like kids. He was like, "But you know," because he knew I was going through it too. But like, you're lucky you don't have kids though. Don't have kids, man, 'cause that shit fucks up everything. Like 2 months later, me picking up the mail after I'd already moved out, I go by to pick up the mail and
Gotcha.
got me. And you know, I thought my pullout game was strong.
So did I.
But I had the kid, and I was attached to her for I lived with her for another.
She got an extension out of you?
She got about 2 more years, and then I'm attached to her. And we're not the best of friends. I think at the best we're cordial, and that's when we're good. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we've been just bad. I think we're good now. But that was one of those things my guy told me, like, you don't have kids, and fucked around and had a kid. Also, I wish I'd quit my job, and that's going on for like right now. I started teaching when I was 23. I was a sub, and I was getting married, and I was like, well, as a man, I need stability, so let me go ahead and I'll get a job as a teacher.
Yeah.
I think she was still in graduate school, so it was like, I'll take the burden, I'll make all this money and get the benefits, so she could just focus on her thing. And that was 1999. That was August of 1999. I decided to become a teacher, and up until like June of 2018, I was
just teaching.
a teacher, and you know, dabbling in my writing, you know, during my vacations and whatnot. And I was like, wow, I really wish I would have done a year of teaching. Like I said, that was my initial plan.
Man, the teaching is like, oof.
Yeah,
trap.
because it's a little tease, because they give you a little bit of money, and me being 23, I had never had a real job before, and I think my DirecTV bill was like $70, and my
That's
rent.
funny you remember your bills.
Yeah, my rent was like $80. I mean, $500.
I'm about to say $80, nigga. Where you
$500. So after that,
82?
$580. Oh, I'm sorry. And I paid my student loans was like $150. But after that, it's pure profit.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking home every month like $1,500 a month for a guy who's never had a job before. So then I'm start hitting up eBay and Foot Locker. I'm Jordans and all this gear. I'm buying everything I always wanted.
The vine is being tied around your neck slowly.
And I got addicted to that little chump change.
Yeah, man.
And it's like, well, my cost of living is going up. I got to keep that going. That was a huge mistake, because I never really attempted to get in with my writing 100%. And so I'm trying to do it now in my 40s with kids. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, bigger bills and stuff like that, and private school. So it's tougher now. But at 23, 24, I could have been an intern. I could have done all those things, which I can't afford to do now.
Well, let me just quickly try to say what mine is, because that was so profound. I want to get to that Dear Urban letter, because I'll touch on that and that. But let me just say mine. The number one said, I wish I'd asked for more help. I wish I knew that I was more normal than I thought. I thought something was wrong with me. I thought that, and women would be like, something was wrong with you, nigga. You wasn't faithful. I didn't realize how normal that was for a man to do that. I didn't realize how many of my relatives, the older relatives, had done the same thing. That's something I wish I knew before I got married. Because a lot of times, man, we keep our kids in the dark. You talked about how your father, you know, says his philosophy is to don't let the kids know anything. But the downside of that is they don't get to see, they don't understand themselves. They don't see how normal they are. You know what I mean? So I wish I knew that some of my older relatives who were married had a side piece or cheated on their wife. I wish I knew how many men in my family did the same thing, so I could know what I'm up against. I thought, man, once you fell in love, this is what they used to tell me, man, when you get married, God is going to bless you. Watch what happens in your career. God is going to bless you, because you're not living in sin no more. God is going to bless you. You're not going to have to worry about those temptations. God's going to bless you once you find the right wife. So I thought, oh, once I find the right woman, I won't have these temptations for other women anymore. Wrong. I did not know that. I did not know that. Oh, no, dog. Oh, yeah, dog. Like, I didn't know. I mean, my marriage counselor kind of started sharing it towards the end. This is a week before my marriage. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know how often it was. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say like stuff like that, like God is gonna bless you. I used to, obviously my father is an imam.
Yeah.
So he's very religious.
What does that mean?
He's basically a preacher for Muslims.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so I grew up, and my grandparents were really, really religious. My grandfather was a deacon. He might have even been a reverend, low key, but he was Deacon Wilder. They would have Bible study every night, and so I would hear about like, God bless you, God's gonna bless you. My whole life, and I would think like it was married slaves. I mean, really, like,
how'd that work out for them?
like what changed in their lives?
Yeah,
Actually, it probably was more misery because if they break them up or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And so it's like I just, like something like good is gonna come out of like certain things. It's like, nah, man, you create your own path.
Yeah, like I used to think, man, they used to say, man, you won't be blessed if you live in a sin. I'm thinking, man, I'm pretty sure Jay-Z was a drug dealer. I'm pretty sure he's banging many chicks, and he's doing pretty well.
You know what my thing was? It was always George H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
I was like, they talk about karma and all that, and I was like, man, that man was like in charge of the CIA and all that shit. I know a lot of motherfuckers died on his watch, and he lived to be damn near 100 years old, surrounded by family.
Exactly.
A very wealthy man.
Very
His
wealthy
kids, governors, and presidents. Joe Kennedy.
Come on
Well, Joe
now.
Kennedy's kids died, so he watched all his kids die, but H.W. Bush,
Sure didn't.
and it looks like this president we got now,
He gonna be all right.
I don't know if he's as ill as H.W.
He
Bush,
gonna be all right.
but he's gonna be all right. Karma, schmarma.
Nigga, fuck that
Yeah.
shit. You gonna be all right. All right, man. When we come back, man, we're gonna talk about some quirks because this is Dear Irby writer. Boy. We got another one. We got another brother that's it's a little messy, but y'all gonna enjoy this one. You're listening to the MRA podcast. Hey, what's up, y'all? If you like this show, you want to help us offset some of these costs, man, you feeling the need to donate, then do just that. Go to www.patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA podcast. That is the MRA podcast with Kyle and Kamal, and you can find us at Patreon. Or you can catch us in the street and just be like, hey, man, I love y'all. I want to bless you with some cash and put some dollars in our pocket. You can do that. Or you can hit us on Venmo, find our names and just, bless us with dough on Venmo. Or you could pray for us. Do that too. But we prefer cash. Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, I've been married for going on 10 years. I've been with my lady on the side for about 7. We just getting straight to the scandal, Kamal. I'm not sure if my wife knows about my other woman. I think she does sometimes. I mean, she has to know. I spend so much time with her and all. And I've been caught before a few times before, once with my wife's BFF, which is best friend forever. But this was going on before we got married. The point is, my wife knows what's up. She even asked me to take the kids over there sometimes, so I figure she knows and she ain't tripping. Anyway, I bring all that up because lately my wife and I have not been getting along. She has been extra grouchy lately, and I don't know what it is. Do you think she knows about old girl? Or could she just be grouchy because she's grouchy? If she knows, wouldn't she say something? I heard what you said about making her load lighter. I do that and then some. The problem is my wife always throws it in my face that she does everything. But she doesn't. I don't have a job because I'm a songwriter. But I cook, I clean, I take the kids to school, but none of that works. My wife is getting meaner and meaner. We still have sex, but she just lays there. She's rude and she's not even trying. I offer to take her on dates and she just says, nope, and walks out the room. What's worse is it's rubbing off on my son and daughter. Yesterday, I asked my son to take out the trash, and instead of co-signing, my wife said I could at least ask him nicer. Right in front of him, son. My daughter talked back to me last week, and my wife chuckled. She laughed, man. Can you believe this? What should I do? I'm ready to leave the house and call it quits, to be honest. I'm sick of it. I don't know. I have a feeling you're going to tell me not to leave, but when do you know it's time to go? Rodney from Milwaukee. Kamal, what you think, player?
Man, this man is getting his comeuppance from his wife.
Wow.
She's getting her revenge in real time, and he doesn't realize it.
Ouch.
Like he said, he smashed her BFF. Mm-hmm. And they've been married for 10 years. So this is before that. So maybe 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
She has not forgotten that.
Mm.
And maybe she's getting meaner and meaner is because probably all's forgiven.
Mm.
All's forgiven. BFF might even come around and stuff like that. And she's it might be in the same room when she's looking at the two of them who have probably totally forgotten it. But she ain't. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't. And I'll say this, that's the meaner and meaner thing. The songwriter shit, man, it was the same thing with the other Dear Aubrey guy, man. It's like, I get it. You have a dream and you want to chase the dream.
Yeah.
But dude, and he's lightening her load. He says he cooks and cleans.
Doing all the stuff that you advised.
I advised it. But here's the thing.
Come on.
Unless she absolutely loves her job. Like wakes up, plans, like unless she loves her job.
Come on.
She's sick of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name?
Rodney.
And Rodney, she doesn't believe in you anymore.
Ouch. Come on, man. Why you gotta be so honest?
It's been 10 years. They've been married for 10 years, right? And so it's like a songwriter, she don't believe in this shit no more. She's lost faith that this ever going to happen. So maybe she stayed with you because she figured like Tiny, I'll have a good life. Right? I'll have this good life and have this fly ass house. So his indiscretions, it won't be that bad.
Yeah.
But homie, your indiscretions is magnified. You know what I'm saying? When she's the one sitting in traffic every day, going to work, meeting deadlines, dealing with people at work she don't like. That's when your shit comes to like, you know what I'm saying, the forefront. It's magnified. So I would suggest, you're a songwriter, man.
Writer of song?
No. I don't know your process. But I would say, man, figure out a way to bring in some cash and still chase your dream. You got to put that shit on the back burner. Your dream can't be the number one on your priority list.
But what about her anger, Kamal? What should he do? His question was, how do you know? Should he leave? Should he stay? He's ready to dip. Should he? What do you think, man? Tell me.
Well, I think this, man. I think I know why she's angry.
So what should he do?
Two things. Man? Well, I think if his financial situation change, I think that might help. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he ever really resolved it with the BFF. I don't know if that was ever resolved. I don't know. He just says
he can't resolve that. There's no resolving that.
There's no.
Even if they stop being best friends and she never comes around again, there's no resolving that. Come out.
No. Well, then he needs to shake. If you're saying that can't be resolved, because I don't know why she's mean. I have a hunch. It's either both or one of the two.
Okay.
And one of them he can resolve.
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying. The second one, I don't know. Like you say, he can't resolve it, and if she's just going to basically just diss him for the rest of his life, it's only so much you can take. I know. For me, my ex-wife, for me, it was over when I had a bad set. I had a really, really bad set. And I didn't prepare because we went somewhere for her mother had like some memorial. It was something they do annually in her mom's memory. She had passed, some years prior. Yeah. And so I went to this place and I didn't really prepare. Again, I'm not a good performer, so I have to really practice my set. Yeah. And I did a terrible job. I said, man, it's because I went to that thing I didn't prepare, which my words wrong. She probably heard because your mom's thing. Yeah. You did a bad job. And she said, I'll be glad when you give this up or get good at it. And she had no idea, but I was done right there. I was done. I might have been there for like another 3 years, but me, like psychologically, whatever, mentally, I checked out. I was done right there. So my point is, there's going to come a time, Rodney, where she's going to say something that doesn't matter what me and Kyle say. Dog. You're going to be like, I'm done.
You on fire today. We come back. I'm going to try to weigh in, but I'm telling you right now, we can stop the show right now. This is the Emory Podcast. Are you yelling at your radio right now? What the hell you saying? You wrong, Kyle.
You wrong, Kamal.
Yeah. Or right. That's what I'm talking about.
Word.
Yeah. Hey, then tweet us. Stop what you're doing unless you're driving. Stop what you're doing. Hit us right now. Respond to us. Just talk to us right now.
Let us know how you feel.
I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Or you can hit us both at The MRA Podcast and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, man.
So we'll read it.
We might even respond.
And you just might hear it on the show.
Yeah, man. Be a celebrity for a day.
Yeah, so man, just stop what you're doing. Hit us up, man. You'll get a response.
Yes, sir.
Kamal, you hit that out the park, man. I'm going to just try to say some things real quick because we're out of time for the show. So let me just get straight to it, Rodney. Let me tell you the things that you said that really kind of touched me. You said, do you think she knows about old girl? Yes, I do. She absolutely knows about your side woman, and she is just fine with it. She knows this how you are. She's cool. She don't like it, but she's fine. Could she just be grouchy because she's grouchy? She's probably grouchy because she's grouchy, but she knows. You helped her to be grouchy, but don't act like she wasn't going to be grouchy anyway, because a lot of times they get grouchy just because they have this fantasy of how it's going to be, and it ain't. So they mad about that. All right. It's rubbing off on my son and daughter. That's the thing that bothers me. That's where you're tripping, dude. I believe that the reason why you're allowing this bullshit in your house is because you feel guilty. So you got to, first of all, you need to understand when you got a good thing, and you got a good thing. All right. You got a good thing, man. You basically don't have to worry about paying the bills because she's got that. And sometimes we forget when we have a good thing. So remember that. But don't let that make you start acting like a bitch, homie. Because your guilt is making you accept some treatment that you shouldn't have to accept. So you got to decide either you gonna have a side piece or not. And if you are and you cool with that, then you own that shit like a motherfucking G, my dude. And stop. You need to check that shit the next time. It's gonna be rough, but the next time she says some foul shit, you need to lower your voice like a motherfucking man and let her know that shit ain't gonna be happening. The next time your kids disrespect you in your goddamn kingdom, you need to let them both know that shit ain't gonna work. And she gonna get to yelling, you just gonna look at her like she crazy. And you need to start growing your balls back, bro. I don't give a fuck what you doing on the side. I don't care how much money you bringing in. Pimps don't bring in a motherfucking dime, but they ain't putting up with no bullshit. Now, I ain't saying pimp slapper, but what I am saying is don't think your money should let you get treated like a motherfucking bitch. And there's a third thing I got to tell you, dog. Just like Kamal said, that teaching job that made him comfortable, you allowed her money to be the vine around your neck slowly. It made you comfortable. Use your misery with her to help you grind even harder. Because she is just like that teaching job. They pay you just enough. They give you enough security to make you go to sleep. And next thing you know, they tighten that neck when your ass think you want to walk away. You're stuck. A man should never be stuck, especially financially. So you need to act like you're broke and go out there and grind your shit even harder. And you shouldn't even think about walking out the door right now because you got kids. Be there, finish the job, get that money, change the perspective of your relationship, become the man again, and then you could decide if you're ready to drop her ass. But you ain't ready to drop her ass right now. Just be sure she ain't gonna drop you.
Yeah, but you can't.
You can't. You ain't in a position to drop, nigga. So take your ass to work, do your job at home, keep watching the motherfucking dishes, keep being that bitch around the house, but do not let her punk you no more, bro.
Nah, and there's ways, man, you could do it, man. It's 2019, man. It's all types of ways to make a buck, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got a smartphone, I'm sure. You can write songs. I don't know your process, but you can write songs in the car while you waiting to deliver for Amazon and some shit.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? You can make some money.
Thank you.
This ain't 2000. This ain't 1995 where I'm a songwriter. I gotta walk around the house with a pad.
No.
You do that shit on the road.
If you guys have a Dear Irby letter, send us an email at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. Where can we find you?
Twitter at Angry Kamal.
I am at Kyle Irby, KYLEERBY. We are, and that's on all social media. We are at The MRA Podcast, TheMRAPodcast. You can find me at KyleIrby.com. You can contact me there. You can watch some of my videos, some of my commercials, watch me stand up there. And you can listen to every episode we've ever done on TheMRAPodcast.com. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.